Today we're making a meatless meal, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be filling. Here's how I made egg salad sandwiches for lunch today. I started out by hard boiling the eggs. This machine, you fill up water in the bottom and you take one of the eggs, and on the bottom of this cup that comes with the machine, it has like a little pin on the bottom, and you make a pinhole on each egg and you place them back in the little circles on the machine, and it holds all the eggs in place. It actually has the capability of doing 2 different levels of eggs, but I think just the bottom level is enough for the egg salad that I'm making. If you don't have a machine like this, which I'm assuming everybody doesn't, you can just hard boil the eggs in a pot of water. I normally set a timer for 20 minutes when I turn the water on and put the eggs in, and they're usually always hard boiled, probably even less than that, but I usually overcook everything. So here are the eggs. I have read a couple articles actually that claim that the brown eggs, it's harder to get the shells off than the white eggs. So we're going to check that out now, because I had leftovers of a carton of white eggs, and then I had these other brown eggs that I just bought. So let's test it out and see which shell comes off easier or if they're both the same. So I stuck the eggs in a bowl with cold ice water just for maybe 5 minutes. And while that was sitting in the ice water, I diced up, this is probably like a teaspoon of onion. And I added a little salt, I didn't measure here, and a little bit of pepper. And this is to your taste, so you could leave it out or put as much or as little as you'd like. This is sweet relish. It is approximately a tablespoon. And that was about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. So here's one of the brown eggs. You could still see some of the ice cubes actually in my bowl. And the shell came right off, no problem. I feel like ever since I got that egg machine, the shells come off easier than if they're boiling in a pot of hot water for some reason. I guess because the machine is kind of like steaming the eggs. They're not really submerged in the water. So I'm alternating here, the brown eggs and the white eggs, and looks like all the shells are coming off just the same. And after I removed all the shells, I cut the eggs in half, and the yolks came out really easily. So we're going to put the yolks in this one bowl. Because later on, we are going to make a mixture with the mashed up egg yolks and a little bit of mayonnaise. So I'm just slicing them in half, and the yolks pop right out into the bowl. And we have a couple left here. You can make as many or as little eggs as you'd like here. You just have to increase or decrease the mustard and the relish and the onion and the salt and the pepper. So this, what I'm making right now, I made 4 little slider size sandwiches, and I had plenty left. So we could probably eat this another time or two for lunch. So this would be good for meal prep. If you needed lunches for the week, you could make 1 batch of egg salad and then just put it onto sandwiches as you needed it. And with the egg whites, I just chopped them up, stuck them in the other bowl, and here I am trying to just smash down the egg yolks with a fork. And I took this rubber spatula and I gave the egg whites a good mix just to get all that goodness up from the bottom of the bowl and coat all those egg whites. And I put a little bit of mayonnaise. I always say that you can add more in, but you can't take out ingredients once you put them in. So I put the mayonnaise in here and it wasn't enough, but that's okay. We can always add more. So then I went back and I added a little bit more mayonnaise. And I just gave everything a good mix. And you kind of want it like a creamy consistency here because you need enough of this to coat all those egg whites in the other bowl. So you can see now it's like a creamy mixture. And I took my rubber spatula and put that into the other bowl. And I just gave everything a good mix here. And the egg whites got coated with the mayonnaise and the egg yolks. So now it's starting to look like egg salad. And these are Hawaiian buns. They're little tiny slider buns. They were a little bit sweet, which I liked because I like that tiny bit of sweetness up against this egg salad. So I just took a little bit of egg salad and I put it on each bun. You can use any kind of bread. You could put this on toast, Italian bread, rolls. It's good on rye bread. And then I made it extra fancy. I put toothpicks and olives. If you were having some sort of gathering, you could make a whole bunch of these little sliders and just put them on a platter. We usually put sandwiches in those tin half trays and put foil over them. And then when we have parties, we just take them out and put them on platters and they're all ready to go. And I served it with chips and pickles.